guys, it's Ty with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily. And if you're watching the video portion of this podcast, you can see that I'm walking out and about. If you're not watching the video portion, I'll describe it to you. I'm walking out and about in my community. But you can see I'm on a hillside and everything around me is basically dead grass. You know, a lot of brown, a lot of dead grass. If you look closely, you can kind of see shades of green in there. And the shades of green actually come from the community watering this dead hill. And so every time we've got family over, friends over or something, and you know, it's the evening time and the sprinklers come on the dead hill, because we just live right across the street from the dead hill. Everyone's always so confused. They say, why does your community waste all this water, and why are they watering this dead hill? And the reason why they do it is because if they didn't water it, there would be like no shades of green. This would all be 100% dead, and it would be essentially a tinderbox. You know, it would be a huge fire hazard, because as you go up the hill here, just on the other side of the hill are thousands of homes. You know, that's where our home is. And, you know, tens of thousands of people live up there. And so, if this hillside, if this area was to catch fire, it could potentially, you know, it could potentially harm, kill, you know, lots and lots of people, and you know, destroy lots of homes and things like that. So one measure that they take, there's various measures. You know, they'll come through and cut it at times, and they'll water it and things like that. So one measure that they take is that they water dead grass. And so, again, watering dead grass seems like a ridiculous concept, but it's one that I'm constantly encouraging my clients to do, my dog training clients. Not that they water their dead grass. I don't care about their landscaping so much. But what I'm getting at is this hillside, without the maintenance that it gets, even though it doesn't appear to have much maintenance, without the maintenance that it gets, could quickly turn into this tinderbox that, like I say, you know, could destroy acres and homes and lives and things like that. But they put down water, they keep the soil wet, you know, they keep some green in there, and as a result, you know, it's much less likely that it turns into a hill fire. And so there's so many little things that I ask my clients to do, understanding that if they don't do those things with their dogs, that their dogs could potentially turn into this tinderbox, you know, this thing that could catch fire, this thing that could be, you know, really rough and cause a lot of destruction. You know, this dog that we've helped with aggression, for example, we know that, you know, if we're not getting this dog to do daily place commands and walking properly on a leash, even though it seems like watering dead grass, because you might say, what does place command, what does lying on your bed for a half hour have to do with aggression? Well, it's like putting water on the dead grass. It's one little thing, one little measure that makes it less likely for the dog to turn into this big problem, because it's helping the dog stay in the right mindset. Or like I say, walking the dog, you know, when people say my dog has destruction, what do I do when he's destructive? Well, let's get him walking and get his mind active and get his mind away from the need to be destructive in the first place. And so sometimes when I'm recommending things like that, you know, people say, what does that have to do with, you know, my dog's destruction problem? Well, it's simple. We're watering the dead grass. Because if we're putting these measures in, even though we can't see the problem and the problem isn't on the surface, if we're not doing these things, you know, we could, like I say, potentially have a lot of destruction, a lot of problems, and a lot of, you know, issues come up. And so again, what are the things that we do to water, you know, our dead grass? There's a bunch. I've mentioned a few. You know, we make sure that, you know, we're getting our dogs proper walks, that we're getting our dogs calmness in the house, you know, through like a place command or a stay command, a down stay. We make sure that we do the little things, that, you know, we have our dogs wait at doors and wait before they get their food, and not pull on the leash. And all these little things combine to put water on the dead grass. And when we do them well, you know, it doesn't mean that there's zero chance. Any dog can make mistakes. It doesn't mean that there's zero chance that the hill could ever catch on fire. But it does mean that if we're doing it well, we are taking the daily necessary steps to have the best assurances that our dogs aren't going to fly off the handle, set a fire to the hillside, and burn the village. No, that's not what I mean, but I think you know what I mean. So look for those little things that you need to be doing with your dog that kind of have this overall effect of putting water on dead grass.